who's living out his culinary calling and using it to pay back. He's part of an initiative called Chefs with Compassion, and through this they will be launching a Heritage Month program called We Are South African and This Is Our Food. To tell us all about this, as well as take us through his culinary journey that's filled with an array of achievements and accolades, Chef Vigus-Brown is joining us now via Skype. Vigus, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's start with your fascination and love for food. When did you know that this is the path that is meant for you?
I think in a very, very young, you straight away. There's nothing exciting than what we do in a kitchen, and the pressures of a kitchen, and knowing that there's someone coming to you to eat food that they could make themselves if they really wanted to, but they're coming to you to enjoy that meal.
You have achieved an enviable array of achievements and accolades, all within a relatively short period. Just take us through some of your career highlights.
Well, one of the biggest at the moment is I represent the culinary team for South Africa at the Olympics. That's a big one for me. But I was the previous Young Chefs Chairman for South African Chefs, the current World Chefs Ambassador for Middle East Africa for World Chefs. I'm part of the Disciples of Escoffier, Royal Commonwealth Society, just to name a few. But I mean, I think for me, what's important is just to let everybody know that to get these type of things, you just have to put your head down and work hard. I mean, I haven't done anything that I think is extraordinary. I've basically taken my passion and I'm pushing everything towards it.
And having achieved the position of executive chef at the age of 25, what would you say it takes to achieve the level of success that you have to date?
If we compare that to sport, and even just to football, it's all the same. You've got to work on your passion, work on your skill. The hard times come, but you've just got to push on, get some advice from people and work on that, and work on your faults. It's always our faults that hinder us, or our things that we're not too good at. That's what hinders us in our growth. So those are what you've got to focus on and hone in on the stuff that you're good at.
And you're also part of an initiative called Chefs with Passion. Talk to us through how this came about and the work that you do there.
Chefs with Compassion is just an amazing initiative that was set up primarily at the beginning of lockdown, because we knew that all the suppliers, the farmers, they would have overrun of stock. And as we know, hunger is a huge problem, not only in South Africa, but in the world. But to do our own little thing, a group of chefs and a big group of chefs have got together to recover what would have been thrown into the bins, purely because no one's buying it anymore, and making great wholesome meals for the underprivileged and disadvantaged, and the people that don't have access to these food sources. So what we did was we took what would have been thrown away or discarded, and we've made it into nourishing meals that can support people and families during this time.
And throughout your culinary calling, Adrian, what would you say are some of the lessons that you've learned along the way?
One of the big ones, and it's something I'd like to get across to all the young chefs, is that we all want the reward of doing something, but that should not be our end goal. There's a saying that I live by, that people are rewarded in public for what they have practiced for years in private. And the meaning behind that is there's going to be a long time that you're not in the limelight, but that should not stop you. Just carry on. Because it will come eventually. Your passion and your skill will override everything, and all these doors will just start opening, and then it's your choice. Take the door, choose it, and work at it. And for me, it's very important that people understand it's not instant fame. I'm not saying in any way that I'm famous. I just keep doing what I do.
And just reflecting on the South African culinary industry's future in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, and how has that affected you personally?
Oh, personally, it's my work is basically seized. It's what gave me this great opportunity to be involved with Chefs with Compassion. But the hospitality industry, as we're all very well aware, is suffering very badly. And places that used to be thriving are really struggling to even get minimum occupancies at the moment, which, as we know, each facility has got people who are not just people, they are breadwinners, they're looking after their family, even some to their communities. So it's very hard. And personally, I know that I've literally ceased working for at least 80% of what I used to do.
And I've mentioned that through this initiative, you will be launching a Heritage Month program called We Are South African and This Is Our Food. Do tell us more about this.
Well, this I think it's an amazing project. It's not only highlighting heritage food, but it's highlighting the individuals that are cooking these heritage meals. So basically what we're saying is between now and the 24th of September, we open it up to everybody. Take a picture or a video of your meal. You're holding your heritage meal. Say this is my meal, what it is. Do it in your own language even. Go to our Chefs with Compassion website, hit the donate button. Once you've donated, a link will be sent to you where we will on Heritage Day put everybody's post out on our Facebook page and on our Heritage Day Facebook page, and we will give everybody that little bit of limelight to show off themselves, their dishes, and just show the world what South African heritage food is, because at the end of the day, it's our food that makes us unique, but it's also our food that can help all the people around us.
And for you personally, Adrian, what would you say is your favorite, proudly South African dish to eat and to make?
Ooh, it's a hard one, because as we know, everything in life changes and flavors change, techniques change. But personally, I love taking our South African beef and lamb and doing slow braised dishes with them where we're highlighting the food. And for me, there's nothing better than a lovely creamy samp to go with these slow braised meats, very rich, very wholesome. And of course, you need a beer with it as well.
Oh, of course. But of course, Adrian. Great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time, Adrian.
Thank you very much.
All right. Talking to us about how he's living out his culinary dream by giving back and his enviable array of achievements and accolades. That's award-winning chef Adrian Vigus-Brown. Let's take a quick break and Morning Live will be back shortly thereafter.